And good morning to our Facebook family. We are so honored that you're here. If you don't know me, I'm Reverend Skip Jennings, and I'm your associate minister here. And I always love to say this: there's no place like CSL. So here at CSL, we have 7 core values, and they are love, healing, oneness, abundance, spiritual growth, service, and diversity. All are very, very important, but we're going to focus in on today. And you see I have my crystal healing bowl here. So guess what we're doing? Healing. It was great to have this synergy because our meditation today that was done by Dr. Cabrera was amazing. I heard it in my office, but it was also carried with sound healing today as well. One of the things that we're talking about today is love and compassion. And this is what I do know. If we do not have love and compassion for ourselves, we cannot fully show up to be the beneficial presence on this planet. So healing will allow us to open up doors, allow us to heal some maybe dis-ease that we are experiencing, and allow us to be what we're called to be, a giver of love and compassion. So what I would love to do in this moment, in this practice today, I want you to bring your hands onto your heart and close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And I want you just to think about a place in your own life that you did not give yourself enough compassion and healing. Maybe it was how you talked to yourself this week. Maybe it was how you treated your body temple this week. Well, through this practice, we begin to push the restart button. And as you just follow your breath, open up your inner ear. This is a time you allow yourself to heal from within. This is the time that you allow yourself to forgive yourself for any mistakes or mistakings. Allow yourself to release any place where you feel that you did not do your very best with yourself. Allow the sound to transport you into a space of absolute love, divine compassion. Feel the energy that lives within you that heals all things, that has created everything. This energy is the one power, the one presence, the one mind that is active here today. Feel the vibration, feel the energy, feel the power of love. And as we allow the healing to happen within us, we free ourselves to be who and what we were meant to be in this human incarnation. We are here to share love and experience more love. And from there, we are truly able to be compassionate, kind, loving. Repeat after me. I love myself. I love my divine self. I allow the healing to happen now. It is done. It is done. It is done. Today our core value is healing. And so it is. Oh, what a week. And I'm saying this in laughter because as I look back in hindsight of hindsight of what this week was like, the last couple of weeks, and I like to tell on myself here in this because I believe in total honesty, I've allowed the worry of ministry to trigger me. The worry of getting things done, like the revamping of a stage, or the worry of a ministry of being able to show up and to be a beneficial presence on the planet, and the little tiny things. My registration's still not done, and I still have to go to DMV again. But I have to take care of things, and I'm called to be here. I'm called to be a loving presence on this planet here at CSL. Thank you. Thank you. Then on Friday, things just shifted for me. First of all, one of my spiritual teachers and leaders made his transition, Thich Nhat Hanh, and I talk about Thich Nhat Hanh a lot when I speak and when I do my lessons. Also, there were other people like Louis Anderson and Meatloaf, and then, believe it or not, they made their transition, and then yesterday, we found out that Regina King's son, Ian, made his transition as well. A lot of this in the news. Then one of my pastoral clients made his transition on Friday, and it just rocked me. But it put me into the realization of all the things I choose to worry about. The only thing that matters is compassion and love for others. Yes, we have these things that go up and down that send us on a trip, and we allow ourselves to go on there, but we must come back to what is really important. It's how we show up as loving individuals on this planet, how we share compassion with those who are hurting. That's the most important thing. So my whole entire perspective on life shifted. I want to share a part of our manifesto with you. It says this: our choices determine everything. Our compassion and love for each other are all that matters. So when we take on this manifesto, we take on this is the way that we are choosing to live here at CSL Fort Lauderdale, we have to go a little bit deeper. So 3 questions I'm going to ask you to ponder today. Number 1, true definition of love and compassion. Number 2, how do we activate love and compassion? Because love and compassion is always there. It's a divine quality and principle that is there no matter what. But how do we activate it? And number 3, what blocks the flow of love and compassion? See, when we can go into these questions to examine, then we're able to rise up and be who we are meant to be here in this world. So when we look at the word love, I think of different words: God, spirit, source, yoga. Yesterday, I found a new thing that I love that I never did in California, and I'm like, why didn't I do this in California? I found a yoga class on the beach, 8 o'clock Saturday mornings, and watching the Atlantic Ocean do yoga. I am in love. I'm falling even deeper in love with Fort Lauderdale, y'all. Who knew? Beach yoga. Beach yoga. So here's the thing I do know, that you cannot have love without compassion. You cannot have compassion without love. They go hand in hand. So one of the things that you guys know about me, y'all know I love a good acronym. So here we go. Here's a good acronym for you using the word love. Love stands for loving, open, vibrational energy. Loving, open, vibrational energy. See, love is just not an absolute principle that is always available for us. It is an action. So that's why we have the loving behind there. Where did you show up in a loving way this week? Not just with someone else, but with yourself. Loving. Loving can mean giving someone a smile or a hug coming through the door, saying hello, or maybe letting someone go in front of you on the 95 that they just need to just get through. I don't know why, but go ahead. Love you. Bless you. Or it could be in the grocery store, having someone to go through the line before you or helping someone. That's love in action. A kind word. That's love in action. Loving. Open, for me, means that we must be available to give love, but we must be available to receive love. Most of us are great lovers. I'm a great giver of love. I love giving love, but receiving was a problem for me because I did not feel I deserved to be loved. It was unworthy in my mind. if we're not receiving love freely, we're blocking off the law of circulation. Law of circulation says what goes out will come back. So we give love. Are we willing to receive love? And if you are dealing with, I am not worthy to be loved, there is some part of you that needs forgiveness. There's a part of you that needs healing. There's a part of you that needs to recognize that you are loved, period. Not by what you do, but who you are. It is a time for us to begin to be open to receive love and to give love both. The vibration, which I love this, the vibration is what is felt by others. Vibration is the emotional state and atmosphere that people can feel around you, or in a place when you walk into CSL, you feel the love here. You feel the vibration. It's alive, it's a well. And people also know when you are not authentic with love. You put on that, yeah, hi, how you doing? In your mind, you're going, God, no, not her. But you're like, hi. In your mind, you're going, oh, God, if they would just not come in this Sunday. Yeah, they know and they feel when it's authentic or not. The vibration and the energy, the word energy, I love energy because it says that it is the source to exert power. See, love is a powerful energy that will heal all things, that will bring all things into clarity. Love is power. And power is love. So we look at the loving, open, vibrational energy that is always present. I also think about the omnis. Y'all know the omnis, omnipresence, the one presence, all presence. We know the omniscient, there we go, that word, one mind, all-knowing, omnipotent, the one power. This is all the omnis of love. Love is always active no matter what. Compassion. Simple idea of compassion, or a simple definition for me, compassion is the concern for the suffering of others. Concern and misfortune, and concern for the misfortunes of others. The Bodhisattva, Kuan Yin, the greatest Bodhisattva, and lessons of compassion. The Bodhisattva says that I will not leave this planet till all are healed and all wake up to the presence of spirit within them. The Bodhisattva, Kuan Yin. Here's the thing, there is a difference between compassion, sympathy, and empathy. Now, I love an empathetic heart. I love empathy. I love it has its place, and sympathy has its place as well. But if we're looking at compassion, there's a difference. Sympathy says, I will hurt with you. Empathy says, I will hurt for you. Compassion says, I know you're hurting, I'm here to help. And one of the things that we get to do as practitioners, and if you have not had a practitioner session with one of our practitioners here, you book a session. Because we hold space for you. When you sit down in front of us and we say, this is going on in my life, we only see the divine presence that is you, that is compassion. One of the things that we're called to realize that we cannot be in a place of compassion if we are brought down by the circumstances. We want to have compassion for the world, but we cannot be brought down by what we're seeing. We can't be brought down by the partisanship that we experience, or I'm going to love you because you're a Democrat, I'm going to love you because you're a Republican. That is caught up in the minutia of this world. We're here to rise up above that, my friends. That is why we're here. The act of compassion comes from the realization of the divine connection, and we move from there. Who said that? I did. Yeah. So how do we activate this love and compassion that's always there? How do we activate? There are a couple I want you to remember. 3 things I want you to remember for the activation of love and compassion. Number 1, remember. Number 2, be open. Number 3, your willingness. Remember this. Love is all that there is, and the rest is BS. Your belief system. That's the truth. power, the only thing that's going on in this room today is love. Everything else is in our ego construct. Love is the only thing there is. So we can remember that, it's easier to show up and activate love. Sometimes we need to say this over and over again, 4, 5, sometimes 20 times a day. Just to remind you, love is all that there is. Love is all that there is. And the reason why we do affirmations is because if we say it enough time, we will believe it. We must affirm the truth. Even if I don't experience it right now, I'm going to say love is all that there is. Remember that love only knows love, y'all. Love only knows love. Love doesn't know what you did wrong. That's our stuff. Love only knows love. The absolute presence of love only knows itself as us. So all the other stuff that we're holding on to, the unforgiveness, being, maybe we missed a mark, maybe it was a misstep, that's us. We hold on to that, but love only knows itself as itself. Love is the healer. Love is the energy of healing. No matter what disease you're going through, maybe in the body temple, we turn to love. There is a time in my life that I was in a hospital bed after having my 3rd back surgery, after being very much a workoutaholic, and my body just kept breaking down. I taught fitness for 30 years. My body was breaking down, but I was not going to give up my boot camp, my running. I wasn't going to give it up. I wasn't being loving and compassionate for myself. And then I realized sitting in or laying in my hospital bed, Spirit said, are you ready to be loving and compassionate with yourself? Spirit said, I have another plan for you, my brother. You just need to be able to release what you're holding on to. If you are going through a heartbreak, if you're going through something right now and someone has left you or done you wrong or whatever, the only thing that can heal it is the realization that you are loved. And love is still active. Love. Remember love. Remember love. 2 is open. Be open. Be open to a new experience. Be open. Here's the thing. I do something, y'all might know it. It's called the set-aside prayer. Y'all know the set-aside prayer? God, help me set aside everything I think I know about love so I can have a new experience in love. Set-aside prayer. We can do that in our relationships. Some of y'all need to be doing the set-aside prayer with your partners. Coming home, God, Lord, help me set aside everything I think I know about my partner so I may have a new experience with my partner. How about the set-aside prayer where you work? God, help me set aside everything I think I know about my office so I can have a new experience in my office. It opens us up to have a new experience. One thing I learned, that if I expect someone to show up exactly how they always show up, guess what happens? They show up that way. If I do not give them permission to come differently, they never will. The only thing that's missing in a relationship is what I'm not willing to bring. So if I'm not open for someone to show up and to be of service, or someone to show up and to be kind, I will never get that. I have to be open to having a new experience in love and in compassion. Be open. Willingness. Be willing to do the work. And sometimes the work is praying. Sometimes the work is meditation. Sometimes the work is having that hard conversation with someone that you know you need to have. See, again, I'm coming from a place of we're tapping into love and compassion within ourselves so that we may share love and compassion. The work might be to do the healing. The work might be to call a practitioner. The work might be whatever it is, only you will be able to decide what is the work I'm called to do. See, we can activate love at any time. One of the things I really love to say to myself when I'm being challenged, I am love, created from love, therefore I can love in any situation. So we go back to our manifesto that says our choices is everything. We can choose to be in love. We can choose to activate love. We can choose today, right now, where we are to heal. It's our choices. love, compassion is always available. So now we get to talk about the blocks. And you're going, well, why didn't you put that in the beginning? Well, I'm putting it at the very end because we're going to do a process together to release some blocks. I believe that the biggest block that we have from activating or allowing the flow of love and compassion is unforgiveness. Unforgiveness with ourselves, unforgiveness with others, our willing not to forgive. This comes for self and for others. When we are in a place of unforgiveness, we're actually in a place of lack of limitation. When you look at someone and say, you owe me something, then you're stating to the universe you don't have everything you need to live a prosperous life, to live a loving life, to be in a relationship, because you're holding someone else in debt and you're saying that that person needs to give you something. So that is lack of limitation. And we've all heard the saying that unforgiveness is like you drinking poison and wanting someone else to die. Think about that. When we are in a place of unforgiveness, we cannot fully show up in the divine presence of God. We cannot fully show up to be who we are meant to be. There is no love without forgiveness. So last week I had the divine honor to speak for Martin Luther King's birthday. I told you about my father. My father broke some racial barriers. He played professional baseball here in Florida, Tampa Bay Islanders. He broke through. One thing I did not tell you is that I'm 57, and for 55 years I hated my father. Hated him. It was a deep hate, yes. My father was abusive. My father was mentally abusive. One day he told, and I was 1 year old, and my brother was 5 years old, and he told my brother, I want you to go out to the backyard. I want you to get that shotgun because I'm going to shoot your mama. Yeah. Okay, so that was, yeah, absolutely. That's when I heard that story from my mother, that was the same thing. See, I got my idea about my father was passed down by my mother. Everything I heard was no good, son of a so-and-so. And that's what I carried. 2 years ago, I started working with a shaman. I started working with Manuel, and Manuel helped me to do some healing work. Because there was something about, I just wasn't feeling good inside. There was these relationships that weren't working out. I didn't know what it was, and a friend of mine said, I want you to go and see Manuel. So I did. In a guided meditation, we did a practice called Ho'oponopono. I met my father. He had already made his transition. I met my father in the vortex of this meditation. And I said, Dad, why were you so mean? Why didn't you love me? Why weren't you there for me? I'm yelling this out. And he said to me in the vortex, he said, son, I've always been with you. And I've always loved you. I just didn't know how on the human plane. And in that moment, there was a psychic shift. My heart opened up. I had love for my dad. I had love for him. It was a divine love that I didn't know was possible. But I also had love and compassion for myself. And I saw that boy, and I said, I see you, little Skip. I see where you thought you were abandoned. I see you. And I had love and compassion for the boy who did not know. Did not know. See, part of love and compassion is that we can have love and compassion when people act up or act out because they just don't know. So last week when I found my father's baseball stats online, it was the first time I was ever proud of my father. And see, it didn't happen 2 years ago. See, that love open door happened, and then there's been a process, and we go through the healing, we go through the love, and then 2 years later, I'm proud of my father. It's not an overnight thing. It requires the work. Be willing to do the work. Be willing. So I want to do a process with you. We've already did one healing process, but I want to do Ho'oponopono with you. It is a Hawaiian chant of reconciliation. And I want to do it with you to you. Again, I'm going to ask you, if you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Bring your hands onto your heart. And is there a place within your heart that is calling for forgiveness, reconciliation? Some place that you're holding on to. Some place that's ready to let go, but you're not willing to let go of. There are 4 parts to this mantra, this prayer. The first part is, I love you. And the I love you is coming from that divine, absolute presence of love with no caveat, with no conditions. And then the next part is, I'm sorry. Maybe the I'm sorry is that you've been holding on to a lie for so long. Maybe the I'm sorry is that this unwilling to forgive someone and you're holding on to this energy way too long. The third part of this is forgive me. Forgive yourself for holding on to it. Forgive yourself for not willing to do the work. Forgive yourself. And then we seal the deal with thank you. Because in the mind of God, it's already done. It's just getting into our mind. Bring that person, place, or thing into your heart right now and just repeat after me. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. So release your hands and open up your eyes. I'm going to close with this. I said this last week, and I'm learning more and more about how this process works. Normally we say, and so ends the lesson, but today, again, I'm going to say, and so begins the lesson. Because when you choose to forgive and you choose to love yourself and to show up with love and compassion, that's when the lessons will come forth. So remember, when these lessons show up, love is always available. It is a choice. And so begins the lesson. Thank you. So part of the work is meditation. In fact, I believe it is the staple, the mother lode of our spiritual practices. If we are looking to tap into a place of the divine love within ourselves, the only way we can do it is through meditation. This morning we had an incredible meditation session with healing. Don't let this be the only time where you meditate. Meditate, meditate, meditate. And it doesn't always have to look the way we see it on TV, the Om and the floating. It can be a walking meditation, and you walk and you contemplate love. It could be listening to a song that brings love into your heart and just feeling. It is a part of silence and quieting the mind, but it's not the only way. Thich Nhat Hanh, in the book, The Miracle of Mindfulness, is a book that changed my life. He wrote, if you're mindful how you're watching the dishes, that is meditation. Yeah. So let's meditate.
I breathe out, I breathe in, I am still, I go within. When I quiet my mind, in the stillness I find. Spirit meets me there, Spirit meets me there.
So maybe today we bring in Ho'oponopono into your meditation. Maybe it's just this simple word of I love you. Maybe it's thank you. Whatever you decide to bring into your meditation, I invite you to go there now. Oh, how sweet it is. How beautiful it is to take a moment to be still and to be present. How sweet it is to allow ourselves to be immersed in a place where there is no conditions. There's only love. And where we get to share, we get to experience, we get to be who we are. Love. We get to share compassion for ourselves and with each other.
I breathe out, I breathe in, I am still, I go within. When I quiet my mind, in the stillness I find. Spirit meets me there, Spirit meets me there.
So it is. So on your chair, there is an affirmation card. It's the same as mine, so grab your affirmation. And let's say this together. I am one with the universe, anchored in love. My life is interconnected to all things, and what I do matters. It does matter. So let's know this together. Gratitude. What are you grateful for today? I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for this time. I'm grateful for this community that shows up week after week after week as love. I'm grateful to know that the one power, the one presence, the one mind is active here and now. There's no spot that love is not. This energy, this vibration, this frequency has healed all things, and it lifts us up. It heals us. It guides us. And in the space of the guidance of love, we know that this has been a tremendous time in spirit. So I celebrate it, and I give thanks for it. So as we take our lessons into the world, we change this planet. And we start with ourselves. Oh, today is a good day to live in love and compassion. And I simply allow this to be. And so it is. Amen. Amen. So Facebook family, we'll see you same time next week at 10:30. Everyone else in the building, we'll see you here in person. Thank you for coming back in person. God bless everyone.
Thank you for watching, and thanks for supporting CSL. If you'd like to know more about us, check us out on our website or social media. Blessings.